harmonic balancer puller. Gotta have some bolts. Got them labeled in the bag. Got all kinds of different ones for different cars. This is going to bolt right there. And as you turn this, it pushes on the crank and pulls out on that. As this goes in, that comes out. Take my balancer bolt. I'm going to turn it in there quite a few threads. You don't want to just turn it one or two and put that much pressure on it. You'll bend the threads in this crank. And it should be okay. They could use it in something else. So don't want to mess it up. That you could sell, reuse, different things. Let's get our bolts out. We're going to line this up here and here. So our bolt goes in like this. Paint all over them. One of the things you want to do, you want to make sure that these two bolts are the same length when they're sticking out of this harmonic bouncer. You don't want it sitting tilted. So you can eyeball it and get it close enough to make sure that ever how far you tighten this bolt in, this bolt needs to go the same way. You want to get pretty good engagement in it. Again, you don't want to be pulling threads out of something because this could possibly be reused. I probably wouldn't reuse it, but it could be if you were so inclined. So now we got that. This is going to line up with our crank bolt. Notice as I tighten that, this plate's moving out. That's why you want this straight up and down. Straight up and down. Looks look pretty good. Ratchet wrench, it's the best thing to use. You can use a socket and ratchet, whatever you want to. That is not exactly started straight, so I want to straighten it out. You got it started crooked. That's the last thing we want, is it started crooked. Come on, look, y'all get to see my bald head. I don't know if you can see it, you might can judge by this, but as I tighten this, it pushes in on that crank bolt. Something's got to give, something's got to move. Well, we're bolted here. As this goes in, these come out. So maybe you can see that balancer coming off. I doubt it, but we'll see it in a minute. I always like to do these by hand. You could use a ratchet, but I just like to do these like this. That way I can feel if I've got any binding, if I've got a problem with it, you know, thread stripping, anything like that. Now you can see there's a huge gap. I can stick my finger in here. And before that was over it. Grab a hold of this. Now you have a harmonic bouncer. Now we'll take the puller off. Back in the bag there in a minute. Get off. Now you see your harmonic bouncer. There's a pulley that bolts to this. Belt goes around it. It runs your power steering, your alternator, and stuff like that. As you can see, that's kind of worn. This thing needed to be replaced anyway, and it shall. Notice it's cracked, all in there is cracked and stuff, so hope you can see that. But be getting rid of that too. Now we can take off our front cover. We can take our bolt out. What I got to watch though is this thing has not been drained oil yet. So I'm probably going to have to do that. Get some silicone on there, get rid of that. This is our timing cover here. It will come off next, but I'm going to drain the oil. Nothing there, we'll just save our camera and do that in a second.